Hi, this is Mike Regan with Transact's 2-Minute Warning for the week of March 10th. In this week's 2-Minute Warning, we're focused on the word of the day, the week, the month, and probably the year: tariffs. Last week, I had the opportunity to go out to the Journal of Commerce's TPM conference. It's one of my favorite events because it brings executives from around the world, the CEOs of ocean carriers, railroads, trucking companies, etc., where they get together to discuss critical factors that are affecting supply chains and logistics and transportation operations around the world. Now, I was there to give a presentation on Tuesday afternoon with my good friend Bill Cassidy and Holly Pierce about supply chain disasters, these things that companies should have and could have seen coming at them. And one of the reasons this was, timing was everything, was because we had a lot of material to work with, because on Monday morning it was announced that the president was reimposing his tariffs with Canada and Mexico. Now, folks, I don't know if that constitutes a disaster from where you're sitting, but for a lot of the people at the conference, it is a disaster. And for those of you who are saying, well, it really doesn't affect me because I don't have a lot of imports. One of the things I asked one CEO when he made that statement is, what about your critical suppliers? What do their supply chain looks like? He says, I have no idea. And folks, that's why these tariff issues are so important. Now, one of the things I and some others predicted was that those tariffs would once again be suspended for a very simple reason. A lot of folks that we've talked to, some really people that have expertise in this area, said the United States simply doesn't have the infrastructure to be able to process the millions of transactions that will now have tariffs imposed on them. If you can't process those transactions, you're going to see supply chains clog up like a clogged toilet, and let's face it, no one wants that, nor can anyone afford that. That's why I said at this talk there that I predicted within a couple of days they would once again suspend these tariffs, and bingo, bango, banjo, come, the decision was made and the tariffs have once again suspended until April 4th. What happens at April 4th? I don't know. But one of the things I do know is that if you don't have a strategy in place to deal with the imposition of tariffs, you're setting yourself up for some bad things to happen. One of the things I highlighted before I even gave the presentation, I told Bill, we're going to do a survey and we're going to ask how many shippers have a supply chain plan. About 50, 60 people in the room. Only 3 companies had a supply chain plan. Now, some of you may say, well, Mike, where do I begin? How do I put a plan together? What are the types of things that I need to do to protect myself with tariffs? Are there some strategies that I can use to make sure my goods keep on flowing? Yes, there is. All of this information is available out there. Now, if you're wondering where to go, to give us a call here at Transact, because with each and every 2-minute warning, we're here to remind you we are on your team, we're here to help, and we're passionate about seeing you be successful. Thanks for your time.